Thanks for coming round. We'll make you laugh before you go. Welcome to the Mermen. Welcome to the show.
Mermen, unite! Come hither!
Do you think people in your neighborhood can hear this?
Oh,
Yeah, but like there's a tuba every weekend playing it.
there's got to be weirder shit that goes on.
Wow, racist.
Wait, what?
Right away.
Why is that racist?
All right, yeah, we're recording at night. It means Dave gets to drink.
Hey, nighttime recording of the Mermen.
Wasn't I going to get some tequila?
Do you want a food fight from Common Space?
I don't like beer.
Yeah, but this is you said yourself. This is a good.
Yeah, I like
Of all the beers you don't like, this is the one.
yeah. But I look at it like this: like if I had to trip and fall in the dog shit, this is the dog shit I don't want to fall into. Yeah, this is the way I look at it. I don't like beer. I'll have one. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Forrest, IPA-ing it up with me tonight.
Yeah,
Pretty stoked.
gonna have like half of one. Oh yeah, cheers.
Hey, cheers, buddy.
So today,
Something happened today?
this is good. It's a drink, London. You know that where I live right now is like a side house of a person's house. I live in their property, right?
Yeah.
So early in the morning, I get this text from the guy,
The guy who lives
the
in
husband.
the house?
Yeah, the husband and wife and the kid. The husband, he goes, "Hey, just so you know, a package came for you, and we thought it was ours because we were expecting one. It's the same. So we opened it, but don't worry."
Wait, Luis, is this?
Did it finally happen?
Well, listen, and I go, oh, and they go, yeah, but we opened it, but we didn't like go through it, and I was like, it's like super early in the morning. I was like, ah, shit, this is and I don't know what you guys sent me. Like, I'm thinking it's like a blow up doll, or I don't know what it is,
Or a person?
yeah, I have no clue. And I'm just like, it's going to be some weird shit that they happen to open up, and they're going to be like, this, because when I moved in there, they have a kid, they have a small child. I'm not small, but like, I think he's 10. So they vetted me to make sure like there's not a fucking weirdo living on their property, you know, because
congrats for passing.
which of course, yeah. So I thought it was going to be some shit like that, and then they're going to open it up and be like, oh, I know he's lived there a while now, but we got a creeper living there.
I'm usually one of your references for that kind of stuff, right?
I don't remember.
I know
you
you.
for references.
Yeah, I know you've called me before and been like, "Can I put you down for this?" And I'm like, "Sure,"
I don't even know what it was.
which is a dangerous move.
Well, I feel like if it was something important, you wouldn't fuck it up, but maybe you would. I put Orlando down.
Yeah.
He's always going to do something.
Yeah, Orlando's got the heart of a lion.
Yeah. I would put Al Jackson down, but he's gonna
May or may not answer the phone.
forget who I am. Forrest? I think I've heard of that guy. Lisa Crayo is another one. Yeah, it's all comedians. My buddy Clyde. Anyways, I'm like, oh God, I get dressed. I go, he's like, it's by our front door. I get it. And it's just an envelope with my taxes. My tax attorney sent me. But I was like, I woke up like anxious. And I forgot that you guys said something was coming. And then that happened. I was like, oh, it's the fucking package they sent. I was like, there's something weird. There's a dildo in there or something like that. I was like, yeah.
That's my favorite kind of prank is one where
well, it's working.
You don't know if it's real or not. It just creates anxiety. Or like I got one going right now that's a long haul, and I think I could say it because I don't think I'll ever get back to him on this podcast. But Bert's cameraman, John Mans, he has this dude who's like one of his best friends. And
he's not listening to our podcast?
I doubt it.
I met him. I feel like you should. He knows both of us.
He listens to Mark Norman's podcast religiously. Really,
we might be drunk. That one.
Just anything with Mark. He's a very big Mark fan.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's got this buddy named Timmy, who's like one of his best friends, was his roommate for a long time, and he's like a world-class rock climber, so John really admires him, you know? Mm-hmm. So he just has a lot of stories, and every story is like he's putting this guy, Timmy, up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
So I'm not exaggerating, for 4 years, every time John brings up the name, he goes, and then Timmy said that, I go, who? And he goes, Timmy, my roommate. And I go, oh. Yeah. And everyone knows I do it except for John.
Yeah.
And every single time he falls, every single time he goes, that guy I lived with. And I go, oh, yeah. Like, And then everyone bites their lip and doesn't laugh. But it has been the longest con ever.
Well, I don't think you've sent me anything. I don't believe I would have gotten here by now.
Oh, we told you didn't. We didn't send you. There's nothing coming.
Also, look how long it took Richard to get his rubs. You know.
Yeah,
Forrest, you can relax. Nothing is coming to your house.
Well, I'm leaving. I'm gone right now. I'm gone. As you guys are listening to this at home, I'm somewhere in Europe.
So there's no need for us to update the order. Everything's fine.
It's like wish.com. It takes 2 years. Yeah. Yeah. A person.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I can't mail order a wife. That's not real. No, okay, great. That's what you did.
Whoa, wait. I mean,
that would be expensive. You don't want to drop that kind of cash on a prank.
Have you seen the things I've gotten when I was drunk? The decisions I've made for this podcast?
I think it's a person's more expensive than jackets.
Probably. Not more expensive than a custom love song, though.
I thought it was another song you bought. I was like, oh, no.
What if I just did that weekly?
Yeah, I mean, your wife might be upset. Yeah.
Speaking of Al Jackson, I hung out with him this weekend. He was in town, and I told him the story. He had never heard the story about John Wynn, the tricks thing. We talked about that recently, right?
I don't think we talked about that on this podcast.
We should have John on to tell it.
We might have. Did we talk about that?
I think we danced around it a little bit.
Did we, Luis? There's a comedian, and he's like basically sexually assaulted people, but his fetish, his foot fetish.
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, you would remember that.
Yeah. Well, if we have, we could send someone a sticker if they catch it. So.
Oh yeah, the stickers we don't have. Yeah, that'd be good. You think we should have John on to tell the story? I think it bothers John. So I know he was trying to write a joke about it, but at the beginning on our text thread, we talk about it, and then I think it was like traumatizing to him.
100%, it's traumatizing.
So why would we have him retell it? You don't want to have him relive this trauma.
Because it's a great story.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd care if we told the story?
I don't know. Do you want to ask him?
Let's ask him.
Yeah, you text him. Ask him if he wants to come on and tell it. Probably not. He probably doesn't want to like ruffle feathers. I don't think he does. He's doing well right now. He just went to Moon Tower Festival.
We can edit this out, right?
Yeah, he's moving up in the comedy world. He doesn't want to fucking, even though this guy doesn't control.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
You're on the Mermen podcast before Sean David Williamson.
Oh, we are right now?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, I've been waiting for this moment.
He called in and left a message. Did you hear it?
Has
that episode come out yet?
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
Wait.
I did. I left the message.
Before we keep going.
And you brought up that story when you guys threw marshmallows at me or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay. First time caller, long time listener. Do you want to hook it up to the Bluetooth?
Oh.
Dave is technology. As you know, Dave does not know technology well, and Louise has made it so our phones can go directly into
All right,
the
hold
board.
up. Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth, and it's
Roadcaster Pro.
Roadcaster. Yeah, there you go. This will be good for the podcast. All this stuff.
Connected.
Leave this in.
Is that working?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
I hear him in my headphones.
John, we could edit this out if you want, okay?
Okay.
Would you like to, or is it okay for us to tell the story about what happened to you in Las Vegas?
With the feet?
Yeah.
No, the tattoo you got. Yeah.
I'm happy to tell it. I just don't know how to make it funny. But if you want to tell it, it could be funny too, Dave.
It's funny. Don't
All
worry.
right.
It's traumatizing you, but funny to us.
Let me start it from my POV, and then you feel free to jump in at any point. All right, John?
That's the best way to do it.
All right.
Should I start? Well, maybe I should start first and just give press, set it up. Maybe I don't know. Go ahead, you guys.
We're at the World Series of Comedy.
We're at the World Series. This is like 10 years ago, by the way, people. This is a long time.
It was right when I moved to LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
more than that. Yeah.
So I'm at the World Series of Comedy, and
Which, by the way, if you guys are wondering about the World Series of Comedy, it's not technically the World Series. There are other things that if you won would be more prestigious.
Yeah.
But John Wynn is a winner. What year did you win,
Yeah.
John?
This year, finally,
This year, I'm the reigning champion right now.
Wow.
But I think the reason why John was pushed to
Hold on, though. How many times did you win, Dave?
none. But I made top 3 several times and then decided not to give them any more of my money. Unlike John Wynn, who decided to give them a decade's worth of entry fees. and a lot more of his heart and brain and soul than he ever should have.
Yeah, but he's always be listed as a winner. Every year when that festival is held, there'll be a picture of John.
Listen, I'm very,
right.
I'm very, very proud of John Wynn for many reasons. Mostly for winning the World Series of Comedy because it was something he set his heart on. But I think coming in 8th place the year I came in 3rd was probably more beneficial than coming in 1st the year John did. Because that thing's been a slow decline every year.
Wow, I don't take away John.
It's okay. You might be right, actually. I kind of, it's gotten a little bit. But there's more judges now, which is good. Before it wasn't that many judges. Now it's a lot of judges.
Hey, buddy, proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the pudding, and you're killing it right now. So it was a good thing. But I'm just jealous.
So we got the reigning champ on the line. We're at the World Series of Comedy.
So I'm sitting down in the diner one night, and my wife was there that year. So it's me and Christy, and John shows up, and he sits down, and he looks like he's seen a ghost. And what's it with that with beeping on our podcast?
Sorry, somebody's backing up. Backing up. I'm outside.
So then,
he has to go outside to tell the story.
Yeah. So he had to get in his car and back out.
I'm so embarrassed.
He threw himself in front of an Amazon truck. So John looks like he's seen a ghost, and I go, "What's wrong with you?" And he goes, "It's nothing." And I go, "Bro, are you okay?" He's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." And I'm like, "Come on, man, what happened?" He's like, "You know this guy."
Wait, you gonna let John tell it?
Well, he's gonna.
No, it's okay. You let Dave tell this part.
Okay.
Now I can give more detail.
Okay.
Yeah.
He goes, "You know this guy Tricks?" And I go, "Yeah, hung out with him a couple times. Nice guy. He's been here. Yeah, he's funny."
Which, by the way, we have talked about Michael Tricks, the magician on this
different
show.
guy.
Different guy.
This is a Canadian.
This guy's name is just Tricks.
Completely different guy.
Yeah, same spelling though. Yeah.
And I go, he's the all right guy. I know him well enough. And he's like, "All right." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "Nothing. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's cool.
And then finally I'm like, "Well, tell me." And then he tells me the whole story that he went up. Tricks told John that he was on a reality prankster show up in Canada, which he was.
No. It wasn't a prankster show. Okay, hold on. Tricks was on a show where they would make fun of music videos, and this is legit. He Talking Heads, like how they used to do like America's Dumbest Criminals.
He's trauma. He goes,
Stockholm syndrome.
This part was real though.
Anyone would fall for this.
Yeah, anybody would fall for this, right? So
and also to be fair, he's a pretty established comedian at this point. I mean, still,
he had some credibility.
I was pretty new still. I was maybe 3 years in. I was pretty new. I knew like Dave and Forrest. That was it. I didn't really know many people, and I was doing this my second time doing the World Series. It might have been your second time too, Dave. I think actually.
Yeah.
But then that was it. You stopped doing it after that. But so it was my second time doing it. And I'd met Tricks before at a satellite in San Antonio, like the very first year. Actually, this was my first year doing it.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, my first year doing it. And I met him at San Antonio. And he's an established comic. He opened, he was already an opener for like Russell Peters. That's the story at least. He opened for like Russell Peters and bigger named comedians.
Yeah, get to the interesting part. Let's go.
So he comes up to me, and I'm with another comic. I'm with another comic from Miami, Gene Harding.
Yep.
And we're just walking. We just had lunch. We're just walking, and Tricks comes up to me and says, "Hey, man, you're really funny," which is what you want to hear when you're a new comic, right?
Yeah. He knows how to
He
get
He
it.
was sweet talking you.
Yeah, he knows how to.
Yeah, he got me already, man.
This is the equivalent of the guy pulling up in the van with the candy right now. It's like,
just for people,
you're cute. You want some candy?
For people that don't know too, at this point in John's life, he was chubby Asian dad in pushing 40.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So the other thing though, I just had my baby too. So this is and just to add this, just make sure everybody's clear on this. I'd just gotten laid off from my job too.
So you were desperate.
So I was desperate. I was looking to make comedy like my thing. You know what I mean? Try to make it my primary gig. So this guy tells me, "Hey man, we're outside. It's daytime. I don't think anything's going to happen. I'm with another comic." And he goes, in front of the other comic, he says, "Hey, man, I'm on this TV show where we make fun of music videos, and we're always looking for other comedians, and you're very funny. And if you want, I can get you on an audition."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Great. I think we're going to trade emails." And he's like, "Hey, if you want, the producers trust me. We can just film it in my hotel room."
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, earlier this week, other people were doing America Got
Stop
America's
making
Got Talent.
excuses.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I want to make sure this is clear.
Get to the part
Listen.
everyone wants to hear. No one wants to hear this part.
Listen, John, you're asking how to make it funny. I'm going to tell you the funny part.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
The
funny-
You're like, to be
Yeah,
fair. You
yeah.
said to be fair 10
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be fair.
This isn't a
He's a good
trial, all right?
He's funny too. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
so
know,
he's
but-
funny.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was funny.
To be fair, his eyes have a glimmer to them. So like this
His
is
breath
so,
smelled great.
so John decides to go up and do the audition, right? John,
in Trix's room.
And he's also telling me he's going to bring me up to Canada to open
Yeah.
open for
Promises
him,
are
not
flowing, yeah.
open,
yeah.
open club, open on shows, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And so again, new comic. I'm thinking this is it. I'm going to
Doors
get my
are
career
opening.
going.
Yep.
Yeah, doors are opening. Right. So we go in there, and he's sharing the room with other comics. They're literally, and this is the foreshadowing. Shoes, so many pairs of shoes everywhere. I should have known something was up. You know what I mean? Like it was weird, scattered.
He was collecting them like Predator with human ears around his.
yeah, exactly. I didn't know that.
It's from people running
Right.
out of the room.
So he
Not putting
tells
their
me,
shoes on.
he goes, all right, so the audition is, and he says, hey, man, if it sounds weird, but I didn't know. I was like, okay, is this legit or not? I don't know. So anyway, all right.
This is the audition for a show commenting on music videos. Get to it. What did you have to do?
Yeah, and he said the producers want to see if you're comfortable being pushed out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. There
So
you go.
get down on your
exactly
belly.
Red flag number 5.
Get down on your belly and cross your fingers like this and pretend like you're a little
Cross
girl
your
reading
feet,
a
cross your-
book.
yeah,
Yeah,
cross your feet, right.
And then
Wait. People are listening. Cross your hands under your chin.
Yeah.
Right. On your stomach. Right.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
and then just
Yeah,
to, and then just because I'm a nice guy, just to help you out, I think what would really help is if you put your toes up in the air and just crinkled them every now and then. Oh yeah, just like that. That's nice.
That's what he said. Okay,
That's
so wait,
nice, John. Oh, you're doing great.
Wait, can I back up for a second? Now I remember you telling me the lighting was terrible in there, right?
Yeah, the lighting was.
But
It was like,
for everybody listening at home that doesn't hear John, can you tell them what you have a degree in and what you taught? Just so everybody, let everybody know.
all right, so I have a master's degree in filmmaking.
Filmmaking, yeah, and lighting. So you know a little bit about lighting, right?
Yeah. So John starts directing his own molestation.
Yeah,
He's like, some natural light would really help.
it's a bit dark.
Yeah, he's like, why don't you get around, and get really behind me with those toes,
good
and I'll
angle?
open this. Yeah.
yeah.
Is that a good angle?
Yeah.
So listen, he makes me read something so I can't see him, but he starts filming my face and then he starts going to my toes. I didn't know.
What were you reading? Because this is important. I remember this detail.
I don't know. It's like a menu or
Yeah,
something.
I thought it was a menu.
Random thing.
Man, he's really fucking with John. John loves food, and he's traumatizing John to menus. That's just mean.
Read a menu, crinkle your toes, let me get in there real nice, like yeah.
That's just mean.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
at any point were you commenting on music videos?
No music video commentating, which was kind of odd when you think about it. But this lasted just a few minutes, and I was like, I was like, okay, that's it. I don't know what's up. This is very bizarre, and I got out of there. You know what I mean?
So then,
And then I went and told Dave that night.
So then, when John tells me this is the diner, I didn't actually think that that's what he was using it for. But John was so distraught, it was funny.
Yeah.
To put it, in, and I go,
I think I was there too.
I go. John, that guy's jacking off to your feet right now. I'm like, John, your feet are on the dark web. But I didn't believe it because I knew Trix. He's a nice dude, whatever, no problem. So for years, I would tease John about this, not really even actually thinking. And then one night at the Ice House, everyone's there, and Lisa Correa goes, "Well, have you ever Googled it?"
Yeah.
And we go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Google it."
Yeah.
She puts in Trix comedian foot fetish.
Oh yeah.
And it went. The phone started smoking.
Blogs,
Yeah.
podcasts.
He had just gotten busted a couple of months earlier, and
a Vice news article came out.
Vice, about him, and all these comics came forward and said I was promised an Xbox was one of his other things. And he was like, or parts on television shows.
Yeah,
It was either
exactly.
an Xbox or part of
hey, literally, the guy how he got busted was one of the Canadian comics didn't even care about what the guy was using it for. He just put on one of the things like, "Hey man, has Trix ever promised any of you guys an Xbox? And if so, how long did it take you to get it? and then that started a whole thing, and everyone was like, yeah, he promised me one too, and then it just blew up.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Then I think he finally admitted it to it, but then he was kind of like, well,
But he wasn't sorry.
Get over that happened a long time ago, and then named his next album Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
What a fuck you to the victims.
Yeah, and it was all men, right?
It was all men. It's never been women. It's always been men.
That's the key.
He's never apologized to anybody. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not like
and he still works to this day. Like he was working at a club I was recently at, and I just said it. Like I was like, I can't believe that this guy working. This guy, like if he had done this to women, he would be done. Like, well, I don't know. He would at least he'd have repercussions. I'm not saying beat it, but there'd be somewhere repercussions. Yeah. But guys filming guys' feet, they're like, get over there, Bucko.
So John,
just because he jerked off to your old little piggies, don't worry about it.
he did confront me that night too when I told Dave, and I think I told the winner. Dave later, the winner, Landry was the winner that year, and Dave brought me in and said, hey, tell Landry the story. So I told the story to Landry, and by this time, it's the second time David heard it. Everybody's laughing. But later that night, Trix came up to me and said, hey, why are you telling people? I go, man,
I never agreed to keep a secret for you.
It's our little secret, buddy.
It's super weird, man. I'm telling everybody.
Yeah.
It's so
and
weird,
also read this new menu I have. It's a pizza menu.
So John, let me ask you something. If he did apologize, would that mean something to you?
Or do you want an Xbox?
Not at this point. Not at this point. An Xbox would be great. PlayStation 5 would be excellent. Some kind of electronic, something. No, I've kind of called him out a couple times on social media, very passive aggressively. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I can't believe this guy is still, this. I think I called him a predator, and he really, he like threatened me. He was going to beat me up, and then, so it was just weird to me. So I just kind of, actually saw him at the World Series this most recent time.
He was competing?
He was just there. He lives there, I think. He lives in Vegas. He was just there. He lives in Vegas. I just avoided him. I didn't say anything. We're actually on that one show together, but I just, whatever. I didn't engage or anything. I just kind of did my own thing.
Well, Luis, pull our surprise caller in to the podcast.
Trix, you are on air.
That would be so terrible right now.
He just comes on and goes, undefeated. Never been beaten.
Yeah. He'd be like, to be honest with you, John, your feet aren't that good.
Yeah.
I only got to jerk off to him once.
Yeah. The real joke would have been if he talked me into it and got up there and I pulled my fucking scrubby ass feet out of some shoes. He'd have been like, oh, yeah, no. The producers they said they don't want anyone else on the show.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 because it's taken advantage of. But I do have.
He knew. He saw you moisturizing, John. He was like,
John. Well, we were saying John was wearing flip flops a lot that week. Was walking around in the hot Vegas sun.
I was asking for it.
Yeah, if you didn't want it, you wouldn't be wearing those Crocs, dude. Just saying.
That's like, oh boy.
All right. Well, this is
what an unexpected call. I wasn't expecting that call at all. I don't
even know how we got into this. I don't remember how we got into it. Yeah.
We love you, buddy. We're proud of you.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me tell my story.
Well, it's important for victims to be heard.
You didn't tell it very well, to be honest. Like, we had to kind of push it along there. You're like, no, to be fair. To be fair.
John's like, I can't figure out why I couldn't make this funny on stage. You're a little too caught up in the real details.
Yeah.
Get to the foot fucking.
I gotta get to the feet fucking. I know. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Man. Get to the funny, which is the foot fucking. We don't care about. Hey, look, he is a nice. He's funny, look, and he's.
To be fair, he was making about $70K a year that day.
Russell Peters, I already opened for.
Yeah, he was very credible.
All right, I'll figure out a way to make it short. I'll tell it. I'll figure it out. I still want to make it funny on stage. I don't know.
Anyways, go to Trix.com, see where his upcoming show.
No.
They just spit beer out. That's where it's that made. They spit anything.
I thought you were going to plug John Wynn's stuff.
Don't promote that guy. No, come on.
I don't even know what his website is.
Sorry, Luis.
I don't think he can own that. He can't own that. That's too.
That's like a cereal or some shit.
Where are you going to be, John? This is with Mother Mother's Day, which is May 15th. This came out.
It's May 15th.
Yeah. Which loony bin you at this week, John?
Jeez, that's going hard.
I have no gigs booked in May right now, so I've nothing going on.
We're not going to promote anything. Yeah,
nothing to promote.
Go to johnwynn.com. Do you own that?
John Wynn Comedy. John Wynn Comedy.
John Wynn Comedy. WYNN. Not related to the hotel.
Right. Not related to the hotel. Exactly.
JohnWynnComedy.com. Check out his shows. John's very funny. And where can they check out your feet?
The dark web. The dark web. That's right. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy. We love it.
This is our first Call an Asian segment. We've called
Call an Asian.
Yeah, right.
The funny Asian what's your Instagram? Funny Asian comic?
The funny Asian comic. Yeah.
There you go. All right, buddy.
All right. It's exciting. First Call an Asian. I'm excited.
Yeah. Now you have a reason to listen
guys.
more. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Later.
All right. Later.
Can be spit beer up everywhere.
Sorry about that.
That was good. Whenever you get a spit take as a comedian, you feel pretty good. It's like you can clock out. You're like, all right, we're good for the day. Like,
God, you caught me off guard. I had a full fucking mouth. I thought you were going to be nice and plug. I'm like, I'll take a break because Forrest is going to do the traditional plug Johnson.
Second quarter.
So, it was, wait, Luis, is it your birthday?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday. Buenos cumpleaños.
No.
Oh my God.
Buenos.
That's it, right?
That's
Good birthday.
yeah. Feliz.
Navidad.
Oh my God.
Feliz cumpleaños?
No, that's not it.
Birthday's canceled this year.
We're trying to wish you an authentic birthday in your native tongue. Hey, the IPAs are kicking in.
You're 30.
Tomorrow I'm 30, yeah.
Oh, it's all downhill, buddy.
How come you look older than 30?
I've been getting 30 since I was 19 years old. So.
Oh, you're one of those?
Yeah. You can buy beer when you're.
Yeah. I don't think I got carded the first time I tried to get beer at a restaurant.
Yeah, my friend that got the beer, he was Lebanese, got a lot of facial hair. Lebanese, he about 15, he had a full beard. So it's like,
definitely makes a difference.
Yeah. Thank you for our Lebanese listeners out there. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Are you excited to be 30, or does it feel like, or does it make you feel old not to be in your 20s anymore?
I'm not sure. Everyone keeps telling me that 30s are the new 20s, you know? Or maybe
people
40s.
are living longer.
Who's telling you that? People that are in their 30s. Yeah. Also, the 20s suck.
I had
you
a
will look
blast in my
back.
20s.
You will. I'm not saying I didn't have fun in my 20s, but you will look back at your 20s and be like, "What a moron I was!" Like you don't know anything.
30s are pretty great.
Except you're like, I think you're more mature than I was in my 20s. Certainly, this guy, all the stories he tells. I'm
You're more mature than me now. I got children.
Yeah, so maybe your 20s were, because in my 20s I was just, and then 30s too. I just did a lot of drugs and I had jobs.
Yeah. I think 30 to 35 are pretty good years because you have a little, like, your
body's not failing yet.
Yeah. Yeah. You're still close enough to your 20s. Your health really, when you start hitting 40.
He's not there yet. He's at 30 though. He's got 10 years.
Baby steps.
I told that story about how I used to play basketball after Bender the whole weekend, right?
Yeah.
That was when I was like in my early
Remember those
30s.
days?
Yeah, no, you name it, I did it for about 2-3 days. Might not even have slept. And then I'd be like, well, I got to get all these toxins out of my body. So I'd go play a pickup game of basketball outdoors at
South Florida Sun.
Temple Betham. I think we played it down there.
I remember that place.
Yeah. I think it was one of the Temple, like outdoors. And I would just sweat and my heart would be like coming out of my neck. And it was like, but I was in my 30s, so I was like, yeah, you can survive. If I did it now, I'd die. I would die in the first 10 seconds.
I did a pub crawl on Saturday with some friends. It's this pub crawl they do in our neighborhood. And I sprinted for about a block because I thought I knew where one of the things that were, it's like a scavenger hunt pub crawl. No. So I sprinted over. And then just from that one sprint, I woke up yesterday morning, I could barely walk.
Yeah.
I was like, why do my shins feel like they have spears in them, And it was...
You didn't stretch, dude.
Oh, definitely did not
stretch it out.
And I drank multiple beers.
Did we get anything for Luis for his birthday?
I didn't know it was his birthday till we got here.
Good.
Unless...
Oh, got a Russian bride coming.
Check your mail. We actually have time because we recorded this ahead of his birthday.
Yeah,
Kind of
plenty
lame.
of time.
It's also Mother's Day yesterday.
Shout out to all the moms in the house.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Mine died.
I know.
Real cool.
You had a cool relationship with your mom, though, man. You were very close with your mom.
Yeah, I don't know. Were you telling me that, or are you just saying
we both had very strong. I mean, I had a stepdad that came in and helped, who basically considered my real dad. I even forget that he was a stepdad, and so I was lucky. You didn't have that. You just had your mom.
I had a stepdad.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
For how long?
Well, he married my mom when I was like 17 or 18. My first year in college.
Okay.
And
that's an interesting time to get a new.
She was dating him for a while, and then they got divorced. I want to say, I don't know. I was in my 30s, probably. I don't remember. Yeah, so get ready for a divorce, Luis.
Did you keep in touch with him after he divorced your mom? Like, was he enough of your part of your life that you like still were?
See, I don't mind saying any of this shit here. Okay, so I'm a compulsive gambler. We all know that. We've talked about that. When there was like an intervention for me, sort of, but it wasn't really an intervention. It was more for my family to understand what compulsive gambling was. But there was a gambling counselor that came and. Blah, blah, blah. I remember the whole time, like, during that, like, when this counselor was at the house, and it was my mom and my stepdad and my grandparents, and my stepdad was very squirmy and weird and whatever. It turns out that my mom...
Squirmy stepdad.
My mom married a person that was also a compulsive gambler, so good luck for my mom. Like, she's not... That was terrible. Like, she had to... I would say deal with me. I'm her son, so it was like, you know... But I was really close to my mom, but I did a lot of horrible shit when I was gambling towards mom, too. Because that's just what you do. So then she had to deal with a guy that was also compulsive gambling. And when I found that out, I go, that makes sense. But we kind of drifted apart because he was gone for a year taking care of his mom. His mom had health issues, but he could have been back too. And he wasn't. He was just avoiding his marriage and dealing with all that shit, whatever. Because I remember when he first came, he was gone for like a year. He came back from Pennsylvania where he was taking care of his mom, and then she passed away. And I go, so you've been going to GA, Gamblers Anonymous? He goes, yeah. And I go, yeah, you must have like at least your 90 days or at least your years. And he goes, they don't do that in Pennsylvania. They do it differently up there. And I was like, nah, it's standardized. I've been like, he was lying to me about GA. And I'm like, I go to these meetings. You can't lie to me about that. Plus, that's such a gambler move to just, so I was like, oh, you're not going to this shit. You're not working at all until you're still gambling, whatever. And that's his prerogative, whatever. But they ended up getting divorced. And then I kind of like, I would try to like get together with him, but it seemed, I think he would say differently, but he would always cancel the plans, which is another gambler move all day. Where you're like, I got to do this, but it's like, not that normal people don't do that too. But then I just like lost touch with him. And he did like, I'm not going to get into too many details, but he did like some pretty shady shit.
Invited you to a poker game?
No, but there was a moment I was in Australia. I remember I was in Adelaide, Australia at Amos Gill's house. And I was talking to my mom and she goes, hey, I got a call from a mutual friend and said that he's in the hospital. His name is Dave. His name is Dave too. Yeah. Oh, coincidence? Yes. And he's in the hospital. She goes, she wanted to make sure he was okay. Like she cared about him, but she also was like curious what was going to. So I called I said, I'll see if he has the same cell phone. I don't give a shit. I called him and he picked up and he goes, Forrest? I hadn't spoken to him to like a year or two. He goes, so we're like catching up while he's in a hospital bed. He had some weird shit happen that was like an odd thing that happened that hospitalized him, but he was going to be okay. He had to have surgery or whatever. And I was like, all right. And then the next day I got a call from the hospital and they're like, hey, we just want you to know that your dad went into surgery and everything's okay. I'm like, why are you calling me? He goes, he put you down as an emergency contact. I was like,
See, full circle to the emergency contact references.
I was like, okay. I mean, I don't really have much of a relationship with him anymore. So I barely have talked to him at all. I mean, he was a really nice guy, but he was just a different person. And, you know, it's weird when it's not your dad. If it was, well, that's for sure. I've talked about my dad in here too, but we just kind of lost contact. I remember one of the last times I saw him, he told me that if anything happens to him, I'm down as his
benefactor.
Yeah, benefactor. I was like, all right, well, you're a compulsive gambler. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm going to have debt.
3 fishing rods is what I have left.
Now he's like, you owe $200,000 in back taxes. So they go, great. Anyways, that's sort of it. That wasn't even a Mother's Day story. We're trying to say good shit about my mom.
Anyways, happy Mother's Day out there to all the moms. Just making it happen.
Yeah, I was close with my mom. And I was really close with my mom, but it was just me and her. So that's how it goes. I feel bad sometimes that I don't think about my mom as much as I should now after she's passed away. And I don't know if that's a thing that happens to people, but like it's like a guilt thing, where I'm just like maybe I should be thinking about my mom. I have a picture of her next to my computer where I work, and sometimes I'll have dreams about her, and she's still alive, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't die, but I'm gonna die soon, so you still have to take care of me." Yeah. And I'm like, "Those are the worst dreams I've ever had." I'm like, because then in those dreams you're like, can you just hurry up and die now? Because I thought you were dead already. And it's like, fuck, am I a terrible person?
Do you think that maybe you don't think about her because just because you have closure? Like you had a good relationship?
I don't think I have closure. I don't think I've cried enough yet over her death. And this August will have been 4 years. And I don't think I properly like cried enough. You're going to try and make me cry in her?
No, dude. But dude, I got a story.
And then I don't think I've in 4 years, I don't think I've properly processed it. And because I was really close to my mom, and it was like really tough when she passed away, and I seemed like everybody was more upset than me, but I know I was upset, but I just didn't do it. So I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know how grieving works. It's complicated, you know?
Well, you, when your mom
Is this funny?
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. So we already made fun of John to bring the fun.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about serious stuff.
Jerking off on a foot.
Yeah. Well, you were very active in taking care of your mom and being there for her because she was ill for a very long time, but still living her life, right? It was a slow degenerative.
She got diagnosed
condition.
with multiple myeloma, and I want to say it was 2004, maybe end of 2004. She didn't pass away until 2019, and they thought she might not live past 2005 or 6. So she had ups and downs in that. Sometimes she was healthier than other times, but she dealt with that illness over 15 years. Yeah.
But I think you did a lot during those years, obviously, to be there for her. And then also, once she passed, you had a lot to do as far as going back and selling her house and the assets. And it was for lack of a better word, it was probably very draining on you emotionally and physically to go do all that.
Yeah.
So now that it's kind of complete a little bit, maybe you had to get through that business end of it before you could tap into the emotional part of it.
Yeah, but I've been done with that. I should.
Well, it'll come when the right time is.
All right, next episode, tune in.
Dude, so
me crying.
I was
on Zoom.
I was at the Big Sky Comedy Festival one year, and it's a big party. Most festivals.
Yeah, you always go to festivals multiple years.
Yeah, people like me.
Okay, because you went the first year.
I'm very competitive.
You went to the first year, and then I joined you on the second year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this was the second one. This was when you were there.
Yeah, it was fun.
So
Fun festival. Lucas Seeley and Augie Smith was part of it too.
Yeah.
So fun times.
Yeah. So I go up and I do some jokes about, most of my jokes are about my kids and being a dad and all that shit, whatever. So then every night people would be in the bar and would be mingling, and the town loves that all the comics come, and it's like, we get to be kind of like celebrities for the weekend. Everybody who's in the festival, whatever. So we're at a bar, and it's me, like 2 other comics and like 2 audience members, and they just bought us beers, and we're all sitting around and holding court and telling stories, and I'm multiple IPAs in because it only costs like $2 there. We're just going nuts having and this kid walks up to me. By kid, I mean like, early 20s, right? And he goes, "Hey man, I wanted to tell you I really liked your set tonight." And I go, "Oh, thanks, man." He goes, "You actually, you talked about being a dad, and I actually think you look and sound and like a lot of your viewpoints really reminded me of my dad."
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh, it's awesome, man. Thank you." And he goes, "And my dad just very recently passed away." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry to hear that, man. I'm really sorry." He goes, "Yeah, I didn't. I kind of have a lot of regrets because I work really hard to make him proud, and I was working and I was stuck at work, and they told me to come to the hospital and say goodbye to him, and I got stuck at work and I didn't get there in time. I just wish I could say goodbye to him, right?" And then it's like this tense moment, and everyone's looking at me, and they're like, "Oh fuck, Dave, are you gonna go for it?" I go, "Well, if you had made it, what would you say to him?" And these other comics go, "We're getting the fuck out of here." It was like that Homer Simpson meme where they were like, yeah. And then it ended up being just me and this kid. And he like kind of like starts crying, and I put my hand on his shoulder and I go, "What would you say to your dad?" He goes, "I'd say, Dad, thank you for being the best dad ever. And you always were there for me, and I tried to make you proud, and I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me at the end, and I just hope that you're proud of me, and I know you're looking down. And the guy just did his whole speech that I knew he would wish he said to his dad.
Yeah.
And I could tell he saying it to me like he was like it was his way of saying it to his dad. And I just went, I'm proud of you. He was like, thanks. And I sat there and held the dude as he cried. Then we went and got another beer, went on. And then the next day, I got hammered that night. And then the next day we're at lunch and the comics were like, Dave pretended like he was some kid's dead dad.
Is that guy still a fan of yours? I hope he is. That guy should be coming to every show.
Never heard from him again.
He should be coming to every show of yours.
Yeah, you're right. Where the fuck are you?
Yeah, buy some rub.
I am not proud of you.
Yeah, that festival. I don't know if I told this
I was
story.
like, I can't believe I tried to psychoanalyze some kid. That's dangerous after.
When's our spreadsheet getting made?
I don't know.
Because did I tell that story about the guy trying to kill me at that festival? I don't know.
No, I don't remember. No, I wouldn't remember that. I don't think I've heard this story at all. Someone tried to kill you at the.
Dude, it's a bunch of comics after the show at that, like, the Red Room.
Yep.
Two places and right next there was the bar. It's probably the same place, right?
Yeah, the red bar.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
And so where we performed in the bar, there were like some French doors that led in there, and people were doing karaoke and shit in there. And there was this big dude, like giant dude, like 6'6".
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
What?
Oh, I remember this. I got involved.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember you getting involved.
I totally remember that.
Because the bar. Anyways, he was there with his girlfriend. His girlfriend was attractive, but wasn't like
Let me tell you,
wasn't like a showstopper, right? Just that's for the purpose of the story. And there's a couple other comics talking, and then I remember talking to him, and I was like, what do you do for a living? He's like, I'm a miner. I get like some mineral that he tears from the earth with his hands. Because I remember shaking his hand, and it felt like that guy from the Fantastic Four, that orange guy. I was like, this guy's hands are like. Was that you laughing? That was weird. I feel like I'm on acid. That just came out of nowhere. And I go, all right. So we went to go walk in the bar, and then I turned around and walked back to the French doors. I'm like, I forgot my jacket. And I go put my jacket on. I turn around. He's just standing there. It's me and him alone in this room now. And I can see everybody through the French doors, and I can see everybody like doing karaoke and having fun. It's just me and him. He goes, hey, what were you looking at my girl for? And I was like, what, dude? I was like, this guy, by the way, if he punched me once in the face, would completely split my face open. And I'm like a big dude, but and he goes, why were you looking at my girl? I go, I wasn't looking at her. He goes, yeah, dude, you were looking at her, man. Like you got a problem. But I was like, well, but it escalated quick. And I go, and he grabs he grabs me on the arm and the jacket. Yeah, and I start to go away. I get out of my jacket. Like I have one arm out of my jacket. I'm leaving my jacket behind. I'm like, this guy, he's like, good, bro. All of a sudden the bartender appears from next door. And I guess he had seen it going on. Like, and he goes, yo, what's going on here? The guy goes, this guy's looking. I just leave. And as I'm leaving, I can hear him say, he's one of the comics. I don't give a shit who he's looking at my girl. But. So then I get in there and I go to the bar. And I go, dude, thank you for intervening. He goes, yeah, that guy's a dickhead. He's in here all the time. He tries to start fights. By the end of the night, he was yelling about something. His girlfriend, he goes, fuck that, I'm leaving. He gets in his car, drunk as fuck, tears off in this big truck. And his girlfriend's still there hanging out. So clearly they have some relationship issues. And that might be one of his like fucking kinks. He's like, yeah, I fight guys.
I stood up for you. I defended your honor. Yeah, like, blow me.
Yeah. And how were you involved? Because there's another part to the story. This wasn't you. It was the bartender. Huh?
I remember.
Oh, why did you put him up to it? Because what happened was like the next night we went back there to drink again after the thing.
By accident.
Yeah, and I go in the bathroom. I go to take a piss in the bathroom. And I just have it's me alone in the bathroom. And I go to take a piss in the bathroom, and he goes, I just hear, yo, you still looking at my girl? Like something like that. And I go, whoa, fuck. I'm like, got my dick in my hand. I'm like, ah, and I turn around, it's the bartender. And he goes, ah. I go, ah. That's not funny. Like,
so before any of it happened, that guy came up. It was like,
wait, you instigated this? Are you kidding me?
We've talked about this.
Wait, have we told this story?
No, but I forgot about this story totally. So yeah, the guy came up and he was like on my shoulder and he was like at the bar, and then he looked over to me and said something like, "Hey man, why's your buddy hitting on my girl?" or something like that. And I thought he was completely kidding, and so I go, yeah, he's just a real heartbreaker, that guy. So I said something like that.
Wait, this is before he came to beat me up?
Yes.
I don't know this. I've never heard this. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you gotta watch that guy, man. Yeah, ladies love him. I was like,
what?
He's a real home wrecker, that Forrest. Like, And I was told, because I thought the guy was kidding. I thought we were having like a laugh. I thought he was like,
okay.
I didn't know anyone ever really came up and was like mad at someone looking at their girl.
You might have told me that night, but I was so traumatized that I didn't hear anything.
So
I was just
that's
like,
why
because I kept looking at him from across the room. Oh, if he gets near me, I'm going to go behind here, whatever. And it was just like, there was all comics. It was like you and Dave Waite and Grant, who else? Ryan Singer. Nobody would help me in this fight. Everyone would have been fucking destroyed.
Once he actually confronted you, I go, oh, I don't think that guy was kidding.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, man. I go, no, he's cool.
That was a fun festival.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Really good comics, man. Because Dave Waite was there, Ryan Singer, Jimmy O Yang,
Yeah.
Kelsey Cook.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just thinking all these people that are, still
Yeah.
cranking along, doing well. We told the story of you saying happy birthday in the plane. I knew we said something about that festival.
Yeah.
What a dick this guy is. Okay, let's recap what Dave, my friend, did to me at the festival. He had a guy that
on purpose.
he fucking mines iron with his hands, like almost kill me. He goes, yeah, go kick that guy's ass. And then to top it all off at the end of the weekend, he's like, sing happy birthday to that guy in the front of the plane. And I was like, everyone's hungover and drunk on the flight to Salt Lake City. I was like, dickhead.
Well, Forrest doesn't like attention, and Forrest was in first class, and we were on the back.
Yeah, you've told the story already. Don't repeat it.
I told the flight attendant
It's on the
that
spreadsheet.
it's his birthday.
We know it. You said it on the
Yeah,
podcast.
but you can repeat some stuff.
No.
Maybe people hadn't heard it.
No. You
So
lost
the
that
whole
privilege.
plane, and you're just like,
Yeah, nobody likes that. Luis doesn't even like it. You just tried to sing him happy birthday.
Buenos cumpleaños. Who would?
Buenos cumpleaños, eres tú. You keep singing it, Dave. Let's hear it.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Is it Feliz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y tú.
Happy birthday and you.
Yeah.
Feliz cumpleaños a Luis.
Okay. Yeah.
Feliz cumpleaños, mi amigo. Man, this Spanish shit's gonna be what gets me canceled.
But you do it every podcast.
Yeah.
It's like you're waiting for it.
I'm celebrating your heritage.
If it hasn't happened with the Cinco de Mayo episode, then you're really going to have to go for
That
it.
was recently. So we'll
yeah,
see.
well,
Still could be bubbling.
What if the Cinco de Mayo episode comes out, I get major flack, and then we can never release this episode?
We can edit it,
Yeah, just cut that part out.
Anyways.
Yeah. What quarter we in?
Third quarter.
Hey, we have anything else?
Let's go to Miami.
Yeah, should we announce that? Well, we've announced it before, but now it's just been firmed up.
We got a lot of dates and down in Surf Florida.
Five of them.
5 shows.
We're doing,
We start off in Key West.
Wednesday, Thursday, September 20.
I think it's 20.
Why are you looking at my girl? 20 and 21st in Key West at Comedy Key West.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do.
You're not going to do the rest of the
And
dates?
we reserve the right to change this, but what we're thinking is we'll do a co-headlining show. So each of us will do 30 minutes, let's call it. And then we'll go up for 20 minutes with 2 mics. And we'll have some topics lined up, and we'll tell stories and do like a podcast style for the last 20 minutes. And Luis will be there, hopefully, if we can afford him.
He'll be there.
And then we'll do Key West Wednesday, Thursday.
The 20th and 21st of September, Comedy
Yep.
Key West. Then the
And then we're
22nd and 23rd of September,
Miami.
the Comedy Inn. Our friend Mike Levine, who was
on a previous
I
episode.
think it's Levine.
Levin.
Yeah.
Levian.
Yeah. Livian Hernandez?
Yep.
Okay. At the Comedy Inn, that's in South Florida. It's down off US 1,
It's in the
Southwest
burbs.
144th Street down
By
in Palmetto
Fuddruckers.
Bay. Yeah. Very fun. That will probably sell out real quick, so you should get your tickets. Open bar there, by the way. You buy
It
tickets,
gets rowdy.
free liquor. So it gets a little bit crazy.
And then
But there's a
Forrest
swing.
and I don't have anywhere to go because we're staying at the hotel. So we'll be getting a little saucy.
Yeah. And then there's a swimming pool there, too. We might use our tails in that swimming pool.
Getting naked.
Well, the tails.
Oh, putting our tails on.
Then we might do a podcast as well.
Yep.
Okay. And then on the 24th, we are at the Dania Improv.
Heyo.
Never been there.
Me neither.
Yeah, I've been in the Miami Improv, but that's no longer around. And then they moved the Miami Improv, the original, not the original, like the second version.
Since we were there, all the improvs have gone like this.
So Dania's a little bit closer to Broward.
Yeah, it's Fort Lauderdale.
So if you're in Broward, you know if you live there, where the fuck Dania is.
Yeah.
If you're flying in, just
It's where
you know.
Highlight used to be, Dania Highlight.
Yeah.
It's not the same location, but
That's a Sunday
same
night.
town.
And we'll have some friends on the shows, too, as well. So that'll be fun. I don't know about in Key West, but I know Lisa Crayo's going to do some sets at Comedy Inn. David Stebbins will be hosting.
Hey, good old David Stebbins.
I don't know what's going on with the Miami. We should probably figure out who Daniel. Anyways, come there. September
It'll
20th
be fun.
through
We're
20th.
going to do shows.
All right, yeah. We're going to do that. And Louis will be there. And that's what we got planned for this thing. So that's not what I meant by Miami. I just thought something was going on there. There was some news. But okay, sure.
Yeah. It's been announced.
Oh, I know what it was. I was thinking about. It was the AI chatbot, all this bullshit and stuff.
But that's not just in Miami. That's like happening everywhere.
Yeah, I know. But Miami's like a tech hub now, apparently.
Oh, tech bros.
That's what they say. But I just feel like it's just shady ass
Yeah.
place. Are you excited to go to Miami, Louise?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, all the stories you guys have told in the lifespan of this podcast, I'm a little scared, but
It's different now. It's way worse. Yeah.
Yeah. Luis, have you ever done really pure cocaine?
I'm afraid to.
How about this? How many Cubans have you ever spoken Spanish to?
Do you count half Cubans?
No, like Authentico.
Because I have an aunt and an uncle who it's my grandma's kids, but their dad is Cuban.
Because I feel like it's much faster. There's all this.
Yeah, a lot more slang. Tranquilo.
Yeah, you said coño now. So coño, you just say that a lot. Yeah, coño.
Pan con pinga.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking sniff you out though. They're gonna be like, this fucking guy here, he's not an islander. You know what's going on. But yeah, it'll be fun. We'll go. We'll have some good food, some good places. We'll go to Vizcaya.
Oh, yeah, that's good. We'll get some authentic
I'm not
Cuban,
saying we're gonna go to Vizcaya.
Cuban
It
food.
just seems like someone you would take. But yeah, you've been to Miami. Go see Vizcaya.
Yeah.
You've seen Vizcaya in movies, many movies.
It's always the mansion that's getting shot up.
No, it was in Ace Ventura. It's where the shark tank is. When he goes out the window and it was built by, there was these Deering brothers. There's John Deering and something else Deering. One of the Deering brothers built like a normal kind of house down south, and the other one built this like Renaissance castle that he lived in. It has these huge gardens with mazes and shit. It's
Everyone
right on
does
the
their
bay.
engagement photos there.
There's a huge Halloween party and stuff. But all these at the end of the Money Pit. That's an old movie. That he's trying to sell that one to him. But Ace Ventura is the one where he goes in the bathroom, climbs out the window, and there's like that shark. That's the swimming pool of this guy, and he's like, and he comes back and goes, dude,
Do not go. Woo!
Fun fact: my buddy Clyde, who shot my special, he's playing the violin in that little, those little. There's a couple guys playing the violin in the show. That's Clyde and his brother Mac, and I don't know who the other person is because his dad was like a set designer. Like
that's
for the movie. Yeah, fun fact for nobody except unless you know Clyde.
I think you should put the sound effect in there just so you know.
Edit that out.
Which one?
For sure. It was a really fun fact.
Good. Are you drunk?
A little drunk. Yeah. I've been getting after it, man, because I've been home for a couple weeks now and gonna be.
Hey,
home.
you look like you're getting fat again.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm fat, but you look like you're gaining weight. Yeah.
I'm supposed to start swimming again tomorrow. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot. That's why. And eating barbecue.
I love how fat I am, and I just call out how people are getting fatter. It's like one of my favorite things to do.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
but
I know you're getting a little flabby.
I'm gonna start swimming again tomorrow. I'll be fine.
You might want to take Louise out with you too. He's getting very chunky.
I'm getting like.
Yeah.
I'm getting like
Right.
I get sunspots. You know, I got one on my nose that blurs up every
Some
now
gym
and then.
blossoms on your nose.
Yeah, but it's also I wonder if it's because I've been drinking a lot of bourbon.
It's the gym blossoms, dude.
Is that what it is? Like the whiskey nose?
That's what they call that when that people, all those little blood vessels and white people's nose, all the Kennedys had them and shit.
So is it from the sun or is it because I've been boozing?
I think it's because of the bourbon. Oh crap! Hey, jealousy, ding, whatever gin blossom song there.
Do you remember the dude? There was a dude at 136 in US 1 that used to beg for money, and he didn't have a nose.
Yeah, I know. I remember that guy.
Remember that guy?
Yeah, of course.
He had like a
You're
fake
not gonna
nose.
forget that guy, dude.
Yeah.
He had a
I
hole in
have
his
a
face.
picture. I have a picture of him.
Why? Is that you gave him $5? You're like, if you could take a picture, dude.
Yeah, I snapped a picture of him one time. Yeah, he didn't have a nose. He had a fake nose.
Yeah, you gave the money and you put it in his nose. He put that, and then it came out his mouth. He's like, and he's like, clean.
He was an old white haired guy, and he legit had. It was like his nose was a skeleton.
How did he lose it? Do you know?
I don't know. You think it was cocaine?
You don't know. You don't lose
Probably
your
fireworks.
You don't lose your whole nose from cocaine. You like the septum gets deviated.
It was a bottle rocket. I don't know. Probably skin cancer, maybe. Oh man, you don't think I have skin cancer, do you?
Yeah. Well, look, we've been trying to get bigger listenership for this podcast. If you lost your nose, and all we did was clips of the whole of your nose, but we made it so you remember. Was it Conan when they used to do the mouth, like through the pictures? Yeah, we did that, but through Dave's nose. We had Dave's nose talk. And
that'd be so bad for my career. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but for this podcast, it'd be great. Yeah, maybe like, yeah, you seen that Mermen? Is that like I'm
going to a dermatologist.
Guy that with no nose, dude. Yeah, and he's like, and it's weird because it sounds like he's talking nasally, but how could he be? He's got no nasal cavity. He's just like, yeah.
There was also this guy who had 1 foot who used to always be at. He was on
And together they made one whole person.
We just had a bunch of pirates in South Florida. But he had blonde hair and a ponytail, and he would always he had this janky wheelchair, and he'd pull himself through traffic with 1 foot.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy too.
And he'd always have paintings. He'd show you his paintings, and he'd try to like sell you a painting for $20.
Why'd you say it like that? It's painting.
That's what he seemed like he was like. That's the vibe he gave off.
Did you buy a painting?
Hello, would you like to buy a painting so I could have bread?
I bought one. There used to be. We're not talking about AI or chatbot. We'll do it another time, obviously. But
Allen Iverson was a great player.
The Espanola Way is in between Washington and Collins Avenue. That's right where the Crowbar was and whatever the name of the theater was. But it was a club there always. And so there was all these clubs around there. But right across the street on Espanola Way too was like this like street that you couldn't drive on, and it had little cafes and shit and stuff. I don't know if you know. But I cut through there all the time when we were out. And if I was on drugs in my 30s, for sure, as Louise is. And
hey, look forward to that, Louise.
And there was a guy, I was on ecstasy, a lot of ecstasy one night. And I was walking through there. Have you ever done ecstasy? No, none of you guys. I don't know. Well, it makes you just really agreeable with everything, but also like you just want to be like, hey, like everyone you see, like, hey, nice, man, this is a nice hat, dude. You got beautiful eyes. You ever seen that? Like you're like, all right, you want to be like, you're
cool nose hole in your face.
Yeah, you're trying to spread like love all the time. Like, everything's cool, man. And like, and it's like if you're not an ecstasy, people are like, get the fuck away from me with your dumb idealistic view. I mean, there's other things sexy too, but that's a big part of it. You're like, man, this is great, and you're great. Ever told you I love you? You know, like kind of shit.
I want to hang out with more people in ecstasy.
Yeah. Anyways, I was on a lot, and I was by myself, and this guy was selling like some artwork, and he goes, "Hey, what do you think?" And I go, "Man, this is really good." And it was like paper mache impressions that he had done of things. So there was like these were 2 dolphins. That was like a black background, and he put paper mache on top of some dolphins, so like little tiny figurines. So it looked like 2 dolphins swimming, and then spray painted it gold and like stuck it on there. And I think he was charging like $300 or something. And I just was like, yeah, I'll buy this. And on ecstasy, I bought this dolphin fucking impressions thing. And when I sobered up the next day, it was the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. And what I'm saying to kids is don't do drugs. Mm-hmm. And everyone talks about the mental and physical effects, but it's more the decisions you make. And you end up buying artwork you don't want.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with this for sure. All right, I'm pulling up my schedule.
What are you gonna look for your doctor?
No, I have a doctor's. I got fucking jury duty today.
We have some voicemails we got to do.
Oh, we're gonna do voicemails.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Burping, great. You know, if I burp in my dog's face, he likes it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, fun fact.
Just you or anybody burps?
I don't know. I haven't experimented with other people. But then I'll have to smell your dumb breath.
Dave, can you turn your Bluetooth off?
Oh, yeah, you got it.
I already disconnected you, but
yeah, just turn off your Bluetooth.
Just in case, because it doesn't let me come back.
Okay. I'm really good at
this started off with a bang. It was funny. We had funny stories, and we brought it down.
This has been great.
It's
been a roller coaster.
Yeah, now we'll bring it back up. Little humor. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be depressing. What if everybody's voicemail is just about them crying?
Forrest, do you want me to pretend to be your old stepdad? Do you have anything you'd like to say to me?
Well, your name is Dave. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looked like Chuck Norris, though.
Well,
he looked so much like Chuck Norris that when they were like they were on vacation. That's
a dope ass stepdad.
They were on vacation and like he had like reddish hair and a beard. He didn't look so much like, but enough where they were on vacation. Like
people would be like, "Whoa!"
I want to say in the Cayman Islands, and they were like, "Chuck Norris, can we get your autograph?" He's like, "I'm not Chuck Norris." I'm like, "Okay, but just in case you are," like they didn't believe him. Like just sign this, and he would just sign.
Just in case you're wrong.
Like they didn't believe him. Like they were like, "Yeah, sure, Chuck, just go and sign it." You know.
Wasn't there another guy who was kind of like Chuck Norris around the same time period?
No.
Fourth quarter.
All right, this cell phone right here. It's time for voicemail.
Oh, here we go.
This is where we get all your phones. Remember when this was cool? Go take a call real quick. This was cool at one point. What's up?
I
Dude, the power that it holds when you click it shut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, just closing some deals.
I miss a good flip phone. My first cell phone ever was smaller than this one, and it was before anybody had cell phones. My dad wanted it at a golf tournament, and my parents gave it to me for like an emergency phone when I was away at college. And I'd pull it out of my pocket and put it on the table with my keys, and you'd be at like Hooters or something, and the waitress would be like, "Oh my God, what's that?" And you're like, "Just a cell phone. Don't worry about it. It's a flip phone. They call it. Don't worry about it."
I had a brick phone.
Yeah.
I had one of those ones you call it an airstrike.
Brick phones were still a thing, and I was walking around these
south via Kong are coming in. I had that, and I was driving in my 1977 Dodge Aspen in Ithaca, New York, and I would have the brick phone and just drive around.
My mom had the brick phone, and it was like you had to have it plugged into the cigarette lighter for it to work or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, mine was a little more advanced.
So my buddy's dad had a convertible, and he had like a cordless phone from your house.
Yeah.
He'd bring that, and if there was like a hot chick in the car next to him at a red light, he'd pull the cordless phone out and pretend like he was talking on it, like a cell phone.
Dude.
It's a good move.
I got one more. My grandfather, because he owned his own company, and then as it progressed and got more and more successful, he would like start work from home, and then he would drive in, have lunch, whatever. And he had one of the first mobile phones I'd ever seen. It was a rotary phone in his car.
What?
Right? Yeah.
Was it real?
It was real. I've talked on it before.
And you'd be in his car and you'd go.
Dude, he had a Mazda RX-7, right? So it was just
Dope
a
car,
hatchback.
by the way.
So all of the trunk was taken up. There was a thing that was like about half the size of this table that was like metal, a box that was the fucking receiver for this thing, right? There was a huge antenna on top. So you had that receiver, and then there was these wires going underneath the passenger seat. And right, like if you were in the passenger seat, it would be hitting your left thigh right there. And it was a huge phone that you click the receiver and it had the cord with the receiver, and you had to go click, 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 and it would go green. A green light would go, and you like, and then you'd be like, hey, how's it going?
I'm at the app.
Yeah, and I think it was like $2.50 a minute to talk. So it would be like, yeah, we can call your mom, but let's make it 1 minute. Like you're like, Mom, I'm on the. It was fucking bananas.
Forrest, was your grandpa Batman?
I don't know. Possibly.
I think so.
Yeah.
I had a calling card.
Let's get to the voicemails. All right, we're going too long here.
I had a calling card that was my dad's for my dad's business, and so if I was
your
ever
balls in a hole of a shirt. Those are calling cards.
that's a callback.
Yeah.
No, I remember I had to go to the payphone and I'd have to put in it was like 37 digits. You'd have to go like calling card, phone number 305-670-7100, pass 4729, and you'd keep going through the whole thing. And then finally it would be like, it'd call my mom, and it would be, you'd have to hope they picked up, and it'd be like, you have a calling card call from David Williamson.
Collect calls, yeah. See, these are other things. Do you ever done a collect call?
Oh, yeah, Luis. Do you know what a collect call is?
I don't think I've ever made one, but I remember the commercial with Carrot Top so vividly. And
Carrot Top.
Yeah,
There's a collect call.
he was the ATT spokesperson. CALLATT. It's free for you, cheap for them.
So you know how it works? Yeah, you call collect and you'd be like, I need to make a collect call, and you give them the phone number.
Yeah.
They'd pay for it.
They would call, and then let's say you were calling your parents. They'd call and be like, there's a collect call from, and then it would just have your name recorded. Luis. Or sometimes you'd try to get information. Hey, I'm stuck in South Beach.
That was every comic had that joke in probably the early 90s.
Yeah.
Where you'd have the collect call and it would be like, you have a collect call from, I'm at the park, come pick me up.
Yeah. And then they could accept it or deny it. So that's when you really saw if someone liked you or if they were mad at you. Like if your parents were mad at you, they'd be like, yeah, not accepting that. And you'd be like, okay, just kidding. I don't even have a quarter to make a call. It's like,
Voicemails.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Our voicemail line's free.
Hey there, fellas. This is John from the Copper State.
What?
Copper
Hold on a second. Did he just call us sailors?
I hope so.
I think fellers.
Fellers?
I like sailors better.
From the Copper State? Is that what he said?
I don't know what the
Copper
Copper
Stick?
State is. Oh, I think I do know what the Copper State is. I think it's Nevada.
All right.
Do we know? I'll look it up. I got it here. I got it on my reading glasses. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, keep it going. Yeah.
Well, I got a real quick question for you guys. Now, you're pretty fortunate in that you guys get to travel all over the place.
True.
Forrest, maybe more so than Dave, because you go out of the country more.
Wait,
I
what?
guess my question to you is like, when you go like to the UK, like how you're there the last month or so, you ever get to see like Hadrian's Wall or Vindulondum? Those are some pretty cool places. Always wanted to see them. I don't know. Maybe you've been out more of the country too, Dave. If you got anything that you've seen.
Is this you calling in
Or-
with a voice? Hey, this is a caller, not Dave Williamson here. The Copper State's Arizona, by the way. Arizona. We were wrong.
I don't even know what that guy asked.
No, I think this is Drunken John.
Oh, you think that's Drunk John?
Yeah.
He lives in Arizona?
If I have the number correct, yeah. Yeah, John from Arizona, right?
Oh, I thought it was like Georgia. I don't know where all the drunks live.
No, Tyler's in Georgia.
Oh, yeah. Copper State's Arizona. Yeah.
Wait, so I was he even asking?
What wall? There's a
There-
wall?
There's a little bit left.
Wait, what wall am I supposed to have seen? Don't you have it? Doesn't it print it out? Like doesn't it give like a
Transcript.
Speaking of AI,
I don't think I can drive home. Can I sleep here, Louise?
Okay.
I
you
actually
can have half this beer still.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay, so keep it
There's a
going.
little bit left, yeah.
If you got anything that you've seen, that's pretty neat. Or, hey, Forrest, how about when you're in Thailand? Maybe you got a chance to see some of those beautiful Buddhist temples. I don't know. Just thought I'd throw that question out there.
Yeah, I think
Sellers, have a good one.
he's just asking if we've seen beautiful things when we travel.
I really thought he was going to say lady boys.
I thought so too. I was like, he's
You see
going.
those beautiful men
Yeah.
that say they're women, that they're beautiful, and they trick you, and then you end up having sex, and your wife's like, "Don't come back," and then you have to move to Arizona.
Kudos to him for not taking the easy joke.
Yeah, I did go to some Buddhist temples when I was there. There's like the lying Buddha. There's a Buddha lying on its side.
Oh, I think it meant like it lied.
It might have lied, but it looks like it's made out of gold. I don't think it's solid. If it was solid gold, people would fucking break some shit off it. But it's a giant gold Buddha and it lies on the side, and you got to go in there without your shoes. I think you put on some slippers. You got to cover your knees or something, and then there's like these money trees. You can put money in them, and then you can burn some incense. I did some Buddhist stuff.
It's pretty dope.
I go to in Bali. I went to a lot. That's Hindu. I went to a lot of temples in Bali. I went to all these Hindu temples, and it was like a time where I was going to decide I was going to take pictures of other people taking pictures. I thought that was fun, where they're like posing and you take the picture. And so I have a lot of pictures on my Instagram somewhere of people posing at Hindu temples. But I don't know what the other shit he said. Walls in London.
The other thing he said,
I thought he was
just
trying to be funny, but I guess he's being sincere.
yeah, he just said I didn't go anywhere, and you go all the cool places, and so you're more successful than me. And I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like it. Yeah, I'm in Europe right now.
I mean, I've been to Canada several times lately, and
Yeah, I was just there.
I walk through a mall.
Went to Alaska. I've never been to Alaska.
Alaska's dope.
Yeah, did you see the wall there?
There's a wall.
Yeah, according to John.
Oh no, I missed it.
All right,
I saw walls.
Thanks for calling, John. 347. What's our number?
Mermen.
Yeah.
Okay, I just gave it away. 347 murder.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, that's from the Copper State. Oh, we got another one?
Yeah, we got a few more. I don't know if we actually want to listen to this one, but I mean, we can start, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
That doesn't sound promising.
It's a returning call from Drunk Tyler.
Hey.
Here we go.
Mermen, what's up? It's Tyler.
Who?
So, quick story for you guys. I'm actually headed back to the place where Bert performed last night here in Augusta because I've misplaced my wallet. I don't know where it is in my house.
From like 2 weeks
but
ago?
The only place I can possibly think it is behind a loading dock near some air conditioners where I
Took a shit. The bathroom lines were
I
long.
can't tell you how bad I had to pee, man. I have never in my life literally just been walking and peeing. So I just
Then took out his
made a
wallet
last
for
ditch
what?
Location, picked that, and I'm going back right
Pulled his
now.
pants all the way down to
on
his
my way
ankles.
to another appointment
Yeah.
to see if it's there.
Yeah, I was
So
really
anyways,
drunk.
guys,
I thought it was the merch table. I took out my wallet and I was like,
You guys
hey,
aren't gonna believe this, but I was hammered at a comedy
hello,
show.
Mr. Raccoon, do you take Visa? And then you took out the wallet, you swiped the Visa.
I'm gonna put my wallet over here while I pee behind an air conditioner.
You might want to check the raccoon nest. The raccoons, they got little hands. They can take it out.
Squirrely.
Yeah, use it on Venmo. Yeah, there's also more of those.
Enjoying the show.
What?
I hope
Is it
you
still
guys
him?
can make it out here one day.
Augusta?
Thanks. Richard, let's do a podcast, man.
Who's Richard?
From Australia.
From Australia. You're having a hard time remembering all these
I know
guys.
who they all are. I'm doing your bit, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wow, I fell for that one.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Got you guys.
Kakayo.
That guy's name was what?
Tyler.
Yeah, I knew.
Fuck. Damn. You're good.
You got him again?
It was right there. I got you too. I said, what was his name? He said Tyler.
Yeah, I was answering your question.
No, but that guy. What's his name?
This dude?
Okay.
Timmy.
All right. Timmy.
Sorry about your wallet, Tyler. Please update us on whether you found it or not.
Let us
We're
know when
captivated.
Let us know when you get it back, and Godspeed. Send us some money.
All right, here's another one.
Don't send us money. Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, Mermen. This is Joseph John from AZ. Long-time Merver, semi-regular caller.
Wait, isn't this the same guy that just called?
Yeah.
Joseph John? Did he say his name?
From AZ, is that what he said?
Yeah, he was a Copper State. The last call was the Copper State.
He really...
I think he's got an alter ego when he's drunk.
Next time he's going to tell us the state bird. Nah, this is Joseph John.
You ever heard of a roadrunner? That's where I live.
Yeah, anyways, we like yucca. That's our plant.
The land of the cacti.
Joseph John here. I'm on my meds today. Last time I was just rambling off questions. You ever seen a grown man naked? It's from Airplane.
You guys ever been to a Suns game? I lived there. Anyways. All right, go ahead.
Dave, Luis, you got to cut Forrest some slack while he shares his marine biologist knowledge. I would say that Forrest's aquatic knowledge is the quintessential part of the show.
This guy likes me.
Forrest Animal of the Day really should have a segment of its own. I mean, he comes up with some pretty neat stuff. Luis,
Dave, not so much.
Wait, let's pause it again.
Yeah, this guy isn't even bringing me up now.
Yeah,
I've been cut. Now he's moved on to Luis. He does not even acknowledge me. Before it was that Forrest traveled more places than me. Now he's like, Dave. This is the Forrest and Luis show as far as this guy cares.
This guy's great. What's his name again?
John.
Almost had me.
Wait, so what animal of the day? What podcast is he listening to? I've never done animal of the day.
I think he wants it to be a segment.
Animal of the day?
Yeah.
Our animal of the day today is a
emu.
Okay, yeah, it's Australian.
Is it?
Well, they're in Australia. I don't know if they're native to Australia. I think they are. They're in Australia for sure.
All right, so do your segment. Forrest's animal of the day. Today's animal is
the emu.
Hey,
I don't know anything about it.
This has been Forrest's animal of the day. All right,
it's a bird.
All right, let's get through this.
Yeah,
we're in like the 7th overtime.
Luis, you could even intro it like with Jupiter from Holsworth the Planets. Anyways, Forrest, I got a question for you, Mr. Grizzly. Do you guys have sea snakes in Florida? And no, Dave, this isn't a euphemism for you showing your dog to your buddies while you're snorkeling. Sea snakes, this thing's pretty neat looking, but...
what snake? What snake?
A bee snake, maybe?
Bee snake?
Or sea snake, sea snake.
Sea snake. Oh, okay.
This guy's clever.
There's a type of sea snake, yeah. That is in the waters there, but you don't see it that often. Dave?
Sea snakes, those things are pretty neat looking, but... Forrest, do they only live in the Atlantic Ocean? Or, oh no, I got that wrong. Florida's on the Pacific. You get what I'm saying.
No, got it right. You got it right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you got
Thanks, buddy.
And I'm out.
Let's go snorkeling sometime.
Yeah, you got you got it right. You got
I got a sea cucumber to show you.
You got it right. What was his name again? Okay. It is the Atlantic Ocean in Florida. It's the Atlantic Ocean on the east side, and it's the Gulf of Mexico on the west. If you've ever been to they don't call it the Sea of Cortez in Mexico. They don't like to call it Cortez there. So Bay of California, it's in between the Baja Peninsula and the mainland. That whole water, I've seen a bunch of sea snakes in there. They're different kinds of sea snakes and stuff. But, they're not really messing with you as far as I know. But yeah, I've seen sea snakes, if that's your question. But they're not only in the Atlantic. And I've seen way more just in that little body of water. And I think there's a lot of them in the Pacific Ocean. So
agreed.
He mentioned you.
Cool.
All right. We have another one from him.
We have one more, but I think I'm going to save it for another one. It's a little bit longer, but I'll read a text message instead. It's from the same person.
Okay.
Naughty Mermaid.
Hey, Naughty Mermaid.
It's a bit of an update.
Guys, I love I love the Naughty Mermaid and Richard and what was the last guy's name?
John from Arizona.
Yeah, I know.
Tyler.
No, I know.
Richard.
Yeah, I know. I know the names.
All right.
I'm
just playing the bit.
Okay, yeah. Yes, and. But let's have some other people calling too. Not that we don't love you guys. Keep calling in. We'll delete them. But Keep calling in, but we have not that many listeners? Is that the thing?
Well, we have 4 that I know of by name because I call it.
But also call in 347-MERMAID or send your text. So this is from the Naughty Mermaid?
Yep. So it's a bit of an update. She says water bottles are in production with their custom design and should arrive in 4 to 6 weeks.
What? In production?
The design I had made is nowhere near as fancy as those spectacular jackets, but the aesthetics are lovely and
she's
personal.
making us water bottles?
Yeah, she said, because I always have a plastic bottle of water, and she was like, "You're killing the planet." So she said she was sending us like Yeti water bottles.
Oh, nice.
Which
Thanks,
are not cheap, and then she put a custom design on them.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
So she says the aesthetics are lovely and personal, and I hope you'll enjoy using the products and ditching the plastic. I'll provide the shipping code once received.
Cool. Luis, give her Forrest's address.
You already gave your P.O. box on the air.
I did?
Yeah. Okay, you think my memory's bad. She said in a voicemail, like, "Hey, I want to send you some water bottles to drink out of instead, like, reusable stuff to drink out of." And you said, "P.O. box, blah, blah, blah." You just said it like immediately as you said.
If anybody would like to send Forrest and I gifts, you can send it to, I hope I gave her the right address, 214 Main Street, box number 212, El Segundo, California, 90245. That's gifts for Dave and Forrest. 214 Main Street, number 212, El Segundo, California, 90245. Send us cool shit.
Luis doesn't get anything?
We'll find out.
Yeah. That's up to the people.
Yeah, but you said gifts for Dave and Forrest.
Well, gifts for Dave, Forrest, and
birthday.
Luis. It's his birthday. Hook him up.
Why do you have a P.O. box? Are you a Unabomber?
You're supposed to when you are an entertainment mogul.
No. Aren't they expensive?
I get a lot of people send me a lot of shit.
I don't get anything.
Mostly barbecue rubs, sauces, axes,
fucking brisket.
chimneys. Yeah.
Thanks, Naughty Mermaid. We're looking forward to our gifts.
Thanks, Naughty Mermaid.
We're going to listen to your voicemail in the next one. All right, that's it. We've done 2 hours. There's beer all over Louise's table.
All right.
Yeah, I got to do quite a bit of cleaning. When
I got to Uber home.
Do you want the rest of this beer?
For real?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not like super into it. I had it to be social. You're gonna pour it out of there?
Yeah.
Wow, this isn't gonna go badly. Well, oh, Jesus Christ!
I'll just drink out of this one.
Yeah, you got a little more beer on the table there. Did you see what he was doing, Luis? He was trying to pour my beer into another can.
Jesus.
What are you, a lightweight now? You have 2 beers? He was like this too. He was like, fucking wino.
It's been a rough couple days.
All right, you know how we close it out every time.
Oh, do we? No, we don't.
I got you. That's my new bit.
Ah, you pranked me.
Dustin, that one. All right, bye.
Bye. Come see me in Chicago Improv.
For they are the mermaids.